picture this as a calm Sunday morning. You're at the kitchen table, silver teaspoon in hand, staring into a glossy little pot of yogurt that claims to be low-fat, heart-healthy, or high-protein. You peel back the lid, feeling virtuous because yogurt is healthy, right? Everyone says so. But what if I told you that half of what sits in supermarket fridges disguised as yogurt is doing more harm than good, especially if you're over 65? Yes, some yogurts secretly spike your blood sugar, damage your gut bacteria, and disrupt your hormones, even while the packaging paints smiling strawberries and sunny wellness slogans across the label. And meanwhile, the real miracle yogurts, the traditional, natural, probiotic-rich ones that feed strength and balance from the inside out, are usually forgotten on the lower shelves. Today, you and I are going to uncover both sides. The 4 worst yogurts no senior should touch, and the 4 you should make a daily ritual because your digestion, bones, and immunity depend on it. So grab your spoon. This will be part science, part storytelling, and entirely for the wiser years of your life. Let's start with a bit of honesty. Yogurt used to be simple. In the old days, your grandmother's era, it was made of just 2 things: milk and live cultures. You'd let it sit near the hearth, quietly fermenting overnight. By morning, you had something magical, tangy, thick, full of friendly bacteria working like invisible healers through your gut. Fast forward to now, and that same humble food has turned into a technicolor dessert with marketing slogans attached. Supermarket shelves brag like beauty contests: zero fat, extra protein, tropical fusion. But inside many of these pots is a mix of powdered milk solids, starches, artificial sweeteners, synthetic vitamins, and flavoring chemicals that barely deserve the name yogurt. And here's the sad truth for aging bodies. The older we get, the more fragile our gut and hormone balance become. Real yogurt can strengthen those systems. Fake yogurt silently poisons them. So, let's expose the imposters first, starting with the worst offenders hiding behind their fruity smiles. The first yogurt to avoid at all costs, the so-called low-fat fruit yogurt. You know the one. The label bursting with strawberries, peaches, or blueberries dancing in sunlight. It's marketed as a health food, but inside, a sugar bomb dressed as a saint. When manufacturers remove fat from milk, the taste disappears too. To fix that, they add sugar. Sometimes 6 to 8 teaspoons in a single cup. That's more sugar than some chocolate bars. For seniors, this matters enormously. After 65, your cells become more insulin sensitive. Meaning, a single sugar-heavy yogurt can send your blood sugar skyrocketing, spiking energy briefly before it crashes, taking your mood, memory, and stability down with it. And worse, high sugar feeds destructive bacteria in your intestines while starving the beneficial ones responsible for producing B vitamins and protecting your immune system. So, that innocent berry yogurt might taste cheerful, but internally, it's staging a rebellion. If it says low-fat and fruity, just put it back. The second to avoid, flavored Greek yogurt. Greek yogurt itself can be one of the healthiest foods on earth, but many brands have turned it into a candy store. Manufacturers discovered that people love the creamy texture but crave dessert flavors. So, they began adding caramel, key lime pie, chocolate bits, honey swirl, and sweet syrups that undo every benefit of fermentation. Here's the secret nobody tells you. Those flavored Greek yogurts often contain no actual fruit or honey at all, just aromatic chemicals engineered to trick your nose. And while it promises protein, it often hides thickeners, artificial sweeteners, and gums that can cause bloating, gas, and intestinal inflammation. Something seniors are far more sensitive to than younger adults. A rule to remember: when your yogurt smells like pudding and tastes like cake, it isn't yogurt. The third villain, the high-protein or protein-fortified yogurt. Now, I know this one sounds counterintuitive. After all, we need protein to maintain muscle and strength later in life, right? Yes, we do. But not the kind that comes mixed with synthetic isolates and laboratory-processed powders that many of these fitness yogurts include. If you read the fine print of one of these modern protein yogurts, you'll often find ingredients like whey concentrate isolate, caseinates, or even hydrolyzed collagen peptides, none of which belong in natural yogurt. For younger athletes, that mix may not cause immediate harm, but for older digestive systems, It's a strain on the kidneys and liver to process those refined proteins. They act less like nourishment and more like an overload. Combine that with sweeteners such as sucralose or aspartame added for flavor, and you've got a gut-disrupting, hormone-tinkering mess pretending to build muscles. So if the label looks like a chemistry worksheet instead of just milk and cultures, consider it a warning, not a recipe. And finally, the one that surprises many, frozen yogurt. Ah yes, the guilt-free treat restaurants advertise as the healthy alternative to ice cream. But the truth? It's often worse. Frozen yogurt loses the very essence of yogurt's benefit. The living cultures. High freezing temperatures destroy most of the probiotic bacteria, leaving behind flavored sugar ice. Add whipped air, flavorings, stabilizers, and toppings, and you've essentially eaten a glorified milkshake. In fact, in laboratory tests comparing frozen yogurt to plain natural yogurt, researchers found the probiotic levels were often thousands of times lower. So that refreshing cup of frozen yogurt might cool you down, but it won't lift you up. Now that we've banished the imposters, let's usher in the real stars, the yogurts that actually heal. Because the right yogurt isn't just snack food, it's medicine in disguise. Let's start with the first superhero of digestion and longevity, goat's milk yogurt. Unlike cow's milk, goat's milk contains smaller fat globules and a type of protein called a 2-casein, which is easier to digest. Many seniors who think they're lactose intolerant aren't. Their bodies simply struggle to digest the protein structure of cow's milk. Goat milk bypasses that issue gracefully. It's gentler on the stomach and rich in calcium, potassium, and beneficial fatty acids that support both bone strength and heart rhythm. European researchers have even found that goat's milk boosts iron and magnesium absorption, a crucial advantage for anyone facing age-related fatigue. The flavor is earthy and slightly tangy, like yogurt with character. Add a drizzle of real honey or a few berries, and you've got a breakfast both your ancestors and your gut bacteria would celebrate. Next, the grand classic, plain full-fat Greek yogurt. Now we're talking about the true version, made by straining real yogurt to remove excess whey, leaving behind a thick, creamy masterpiece of pure protein, healthy fats, and gut-friendly bacteria. That fat isn't the enemy. In fact, research shows that adults who consume moderate full-fat dairy tend to have better metabolic health, steadier insulin levels, and fewer cravings later in the day. Those fats also help your body absorb fat-soluble vitamins A and D, vital for immune strength, eye health, and mood stability after 65. And if you're worried about your waistline, here's a twist. Fat actually signals fullness. Meaning, you'll likely eat less overall because your brain receives the message, satisfied, nourished, done. You can enjoy it as it is or with a few crushed walnuts and cinnamon, and you've created a calcium-rich, protein-smart, zero-sugar masterpiece. If every fridge had this kind of yogurt inside, pharmacies might sell fewer gut remedies. Now we move to something ancient and often misunderstood. Kefir. If yogurt is a cousin of milk, kefir is its wise old grandparent. Originating from the Caucasus Mountains, kefir is a drinkable fermented dairy, slightly tart and fizzing with natural goodwill. But the difference between kefir and yogurt lies in diversity. Kefir contains up to 30 different strains of probiotics, compared to yogurt's 2 or 3. That means it's not just feeding your good bacteria, it's diversifying your inner ecosystem, which supports immunity, mood, and even the nervous system. Older adults especially benefit because as we age, our gut population shrinks, reducing vitamin synthesis and nutrient absorption. Kefir acts like a strong gardener replanting everything that time gradually lost. You can drink it plain, blend it with fruit, or pour it over oats. The key is consistency. Daily small doses are far more effective than occasional large ones. And remember, a vibrant gut equals a vibrant mind. Scientists are now linking probiotic diversity to reduced risk of cognitive decline. So every sip of kefir isn't just for your belly. It's for your brain too. And finally, the crown jewel, homemade plain yogurt. Now, before you imagine something tedious and complicated, here's the truth. Making yogurt at home is as easy as making tea. Take milk, warm it gently, stir in a small spoon of Live Culture yogurt starter or leftover good quality yogurt. Leave it covered overnight. And there it is, the purest living yogurt you can possibly eat. This homemade version contains no additives, no sugars, no preservatives, just billions of beneficial bacteria waiting to rebuild your internal health. Homemade yogurt is alive in a way industrial yogurt never can be. You'll taste it instantly. Tangier, lighter, honest. It strengthens bones through calcium and vitamin K2, protects the gut wall from inflammation, and helps with nutrient absorption from other foods. In parts of Eastern Europe, centenarians often attribute their longevity not to supplements, but to a daily cup of homemade yogurt or kefir. They grew up with it. Their stomachs aged gracefully because of it. That's not grand folklore, it's biology. Now, before we close, let's connect everything back to daily life. Let's imagine two seniors, both 75. Jean in Belgium loves her flavored yogurts. Every day she eats the bright pink one labeled Summer Berry Delight. She feels it's a healthy snack, but she often feels bloated, tired after meals, sometimes dizzy in the afternoons. Her doctor suspects insulin resistance starting to creep in. Meanwhile, in the same city, Henrik begins each morning with half a cup of full-fat Greek yogurt topped with oats and kefir. He spends 10 minutes making it a ritual. Within months, his digestion improves, his sleep evens out, and his lab work shows better cholesterol and vitamin D levels. Same age, same love for dairy. Different choices, different destinies. That's the quiet power of food, especially the simple kind that nourishes your microbiome. Let's do a quick recap to keep it simple and easy to remember. Avoid these 4 low-fat fruit yogurts, packed with sugar and chemicals. Flavored Greek yogurts, desserts pretending to be health foods. Artificial high-protein yogurts, full of isolates that stress older digestion. Frozen yogurt stripped of live cultures, often sugar-saturated. Embrace these 4. Goat milk yogurt gentle on digestion, rich in minerals. Plain full-fat Greek yogurt real strength food with natural fat and protein. Kefir, probiotic powerhouse for immunity and brain health. Homemade yogurt, the purest form of nourishment for healthy aging. Now, a little humor before we go. The next time someone sees you enjoying your thick, plain yogurt and jokes, "Where's the fruit or chocolate?" Smile and say, "Inside me, fermenting joyfully," because that's exactly what's happening. Here's the heart of today's truth. Longevity isn't built on complex diets or expensive supplements. It's built on awareness, on choosing food that's alive enough to keep you alive and thriving. So tomorrow morning, open your fridge with purpose. Swap the sugary cup for the living bowl. And with every spoonful, remember, you're not feeding your taste buds, you're feeding your future. Stay wise, stay well, and let your next yogurt feed the healthiest decade of your life yet.
Hold up, if you care about your health, don't skip this. Healthy Buddy's top picks are Here Clean. Trusted products that help you feel better every day. More energy, better sleep, stronger you. Check them out now, your body will thank you.